It's another tough road win. I thought Northeastern played a great game. They had a few extra days to prepare for us after, had a long trip to Alaska where I thought they played really well. And they had a game in between, but a little time to get ready for us. And I thought they were very well prepared, and they got the game into their liking for most of the game, except for a few stretches where I thought we were able to take advantage of some pressure and some defensive rebounds. And I think our team has a good way about them, and that they continue to play hard and compete. And the biggest thing is we figured out a way to win today in a game that could have really went either way. Guys made plays, guys made shots, defensive rebounds for the most part, except for those couple possessions. But I'm proud of the guys. This is not an easy place to come in and play. Just like I didn't think going to Siena was an easy game for us. We're a team that I think teams are getting excited to play, and the guys did a pretty nice job tonight. Not totally where we need to be, but I think we're working towards it as are a lot of teams.
Jesse, was there a moment tonight when you hit that first three-pointer that started that stretch for you? Did you feel like, all right, it's back and you got a hot streak going?
Nah, I didn't really realize. I just was shooting. I was going in, so just kept shooting.
Must have felt good given you hadn't hit many lately.
Yeah, it felt real good. My teammates did a good job of finding me. Chaz did a great job of finding me. Coach executed the right plays and got us going.
Chaz, when his first shot went down, did you feel like get him the ball again and see if you can ride this a little bit?
Without a doubt. Jesse is that type of shooter. He's a great shooter if you ask me, but according to the coach, he's a good shooter. But once he hit one, I just told him I would keep going to him and say stop missing, say stop making them, and he just kept hitting.
Jesse, you said yesterday you just wanted to focus on defense. Did you feel like you played good defense in the first half?
Yeah, I think that's what got me going. Coach did a good job, telling me what I had to do, where I had to be. I just wanted to, listen and make sure that we, defend and, offense would come like Coach always said.
Sampson, did you come into this game feeling like, knowing that you were going to play a lot of center and knowing that you were going to play extra minutes, did you come into this game feeling like that you'd have a chance to make a pretty significant impact?
Yeah, I knew once I was going to be able to get a lot of minutes. I knew I was going to be able to get going. And banging with a big guy, I know he got to guard me on the other end, so I just use it to my advantage.
Is there a drill you guys do someplace where Chaz runs as fast as he can and a bunch of people hit him and see if you can throw it in at some weird angle?
Well, we're trying to get him to go fast like that more often. But that actually, I watched that Seton Hall tape. He made a layup like that, I think, last year in NIT, and it was very eerily reminiscent of that kind of going on the wrong side of the basket, flip up, and get an and one. So we've seen it before. I think he works on it in Brooklyn because he doesn't do it at UMass. But I thought he played a really good second half, and it was nice to see the ball go in the basket when we executed some plays. Really finally, I don't think we've knocked it down to the level that we would like on a consistent basis. So to have Jesse hit, I think it was 3 in a row, and the guys get the ball to him in the right spot was actually nice to see.
Was there a couple of timeouts where you really had to get in these guys' face? I mean, it seemed like you guys would pull away, they'd catch up, they'd pull away, they'd catch up. Did you get frustrated?
Yeah, I was actually very frustrated with that because we're up 8, and the guys had a lot of energy. Coach did a nice job calling a timeout and settling things down, and then they kind of sat in a zone really the rest of the second half, and we never kind of took advantage. So that's actually something that we need to work on and probably do it in practice. Some is we're up, how we plan, what are we trying to do, and then kind of like I forget what game it was. Maybe it was Siena where we actually were up and got a couple wide open looks that we didn't knock down. I think we could have went up 7 or 10 at one time. So these guys are starting to feel a little more confident shooting the ball, and I think they're starting to feel there's a little more flow within the team of playing with each other.
Was some of you got defensive rebounding seemed like that was a struggle at times for you guys tonight. Some of that not having a guy that you're used to having in that spot.
I mean, I think obviously Caddy would have gets us some of those defensive rebounds with just his size out there. So, but playing a little undersized and guys playing different positions, that's what we do in college basketball. We try to figure out a way to win games, and it was a little frustrating on those 2 possessions where it seemed like they got 4 or 5 offensive rebounds and we were on defense for a while. But we'll play with the hand we're dealt. I mean, I think some guys are taking advantage of having some of the extra minutes. I know Sampson's been on me since he's been here about he should be playing more. So, hey, you know what? He's got his opportunity. So we'll roll with it and see how things play out.
Did you personally know today?
No. I mean, I think I've known him since he's 10 years old, so I've seen what he's capable of doing. And the one thing, he seems to know how to play and just has a good feel for the game. So I'm not surprised. I actually expect a little more out of him. I thought he gave up a couple defensive drives. He could have taken a couple charges, so we'll see.
Derek, how much better are you when Jesse's making those?
We're way better. Somebody's got to make them. I mean, we're shooting a lot of threes. 33, 32, 20. You can't shoot less than 35%. And today we knocked it right at 35. I think we should be around 40. And we shoot if some people come to practice. I see some faces around here. We shoot a lot of threes in practice. So now it's just carrying it over and kind of dealing with maybe the expectation of being on the road or whatever it might be. Listen, our motto is we're going to go play and compete. And if you have an open shot, put it in. I keep telling them. You're getting open shots, just knock them down, knock them down.
Does it say something about his mental approach that missed a few, airballed one early, and then when the game's on the line, he comes out there and confidently?
Yeah, he's done that a few times this year. I'd prefer that he just makes them all game, and we're not in those situations. But, he's done that his whole career from, when I've watched him in high school and AAU and all that fun stuff. He's been a streaky shooter, but he's become more of a consistent shooter in college. And I've seen him go on runs at the Reebok camp where he made, 7 or 9 threes in a row. So, I know he's capable of it. And I think when his head's confident, he's in the right frame of mind, I think he could shoot the best of them.
Chaz, circling back to that layup that the coach was talking about, he said he wanted to see you go at that speed more often. Why in that spot did you decide to go there?
I was just trying to pick and choose. I was basically trying to get my teammates involved early on, and just looking to attack when it was opening, and I saw a big gap in between the two guys, and I figured if I try to split them, they wouldn't expect me to go, around my head. So I just kind of split them and just went with the move.
Do you think, is that instinct? Or are you thinking about what you're going to do like that, or is it just
Coach
going to happen?
I practice in Brooklyn. I practice that move in Brooklyn. But it's just basketball play, just making a basketball play.
You're out for a week and a half now. Is there anything that stands out, or any particular thing that stands out that you want to work on in that time?
Yeah, finals. I want to make sure that everybody does what they're supposed to.
Student athletes.
But on the basketball front, we just got to get better at our style. I don't think our press is anywhere where it needs to be. I don't think our offensive transition is quite as fast and as quick. I keep telling Chaz to push it so I can see who's not running. And we're going to continue to get in better basketball shape the way UMass plays as the season goes on. And so really just getting our whole package together, of how we're going to play. And, are we going to trap ball screens? What are we doing on those? How are we going to play the post when we're a little bit undersized? There's really a ton of things we can get better at. So I think we do have a little room for growth here with this team. Shooting, we're going to shoot a ton. Sorry.
That's okay. It seemed like Northeastern was very successful when they attacked towards the basket and didn't settle for jump shots. Can you talk a little bit about your defensive strategy coming into the game?
Well, they were 3 for 27. It's reminiscent of some of the shooting nights we've had recently, so it's hard to win when you don't make shots. We tried to guard the three-point line because they were shooting close to 40% coming in there tonight, and that hurt us a little bit inside. The big kid came in, and I felt like he scored 4 or 5 times in a row. Spencer was pretty good in the post, and they even got Ford in there some. So, when you're playing a style that we are, you're going to give something up a little bit. Unfortunately, I thought we gave up too many easy ones around the rim. But they missed some open threes too. Honestly, there were some that were open, and I like to think that maybe because we pressed them a little bit and got the game moving, they missed them that way. That's at least in my mind. It probably is not the case, but. I'm going to go with it and say, all right, now you guys see our process. If we can get teams to play faster and get out of their comfort zone, hopefully they miss some threes that they're accustomed to making.
Last question.
Got anything, sir?
No, sir.
Thank you.